Hello and welcome to the Gymnastics Network. I'm your host, Isaac Hammett.
Cannon Johnson.
And today we're doing the post-game show for Penn State versus Nebraska that took place last Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern at Penn State. It was a beautiful, exciting meet. We got to watch the dynamic duo between Matt Cormier and Michael Giroux. Honestly, it's going to come down to that dynamic duo versus the Michigan dynamic duo between Paul Judah and Cameron Bach. And it's going to be really interesting to watch both of those teams in the Big Ten Championships this year, who is what I'm predicting is going to be the main event of that event if they continue doing what they've been doing. So jumping into it here, we have Penn State Week 4. Penn State, after this meet, was ranked number 3. They're number 3 overall. In Week 4, they put up a score of 406.9, had a total start of 451.6, and had an amazing average execution score of 8.51. You don't see an 8.51. That's very rare. The only other person we've seen put up a an execution score that high this year has been OU. So they're up there with the best of them. Also, their start value is the second highest in the NCAA. So they're doing something right over at Penn State. Going into Nebraska here. Nebraska, great meet for Nebraska. They put up a 399.3. They had a total start value of 450.7. So about a point below Penn State. They're doing great stuff over there. But they got executed by Penn State this weekend. You can see that from the average execution score of 8.287. Jumping into the floor.
For the floor exercise, you could already guess who we're about to take. It's Matthew Cormier, one half of Penn State's dynamic duo. There goes a graphic coming up on the screen. He is ranked second on the floor exercise, and this routine was a start value of a 15.7 with an execution score of a 9.05. He was the Big Ten Freshman of the Week for Week 3, and has a floor average exercise of 14.55, which is only behind Gage Dyer. So expect him to be pushing for that national title on floor. And Gage, if you're out there watching, look out. Matt's coming. But as you can see, Penn State was rounding out the standings for the floor. In first place was Matt Cormier with a 14.75, which is the second highest score in the nation currently. In second place, we have Brennan Pantazis with a 14.4. And in third place, it is Robbie Shamp with a 14.1. So Penn State really getting it done on the floor this weekend. All right, looking at the event overview, Penn State put up a 70.45, great floor score from them, and Nebraska put up a 68.25 on the floor. So pretty good from them as well for their first showing.
Yeah, that's a really good floor score. Moving in to Pommel Horse, we have Cooper Giles taking home the gold this weekend with a 14.1, tied up with Michael Giroux for the gold at a 14.1. He's the other part of that dynamic duo that we've been talking about. And then Khalil Jackson in third place with a 14.0. We had Khalil on the show last week. He had some things to say. His interview went very well. We're really excited to have him eventually back on the show. Cooper, he is a part of the Giles brothers. Both of the Giles brothers, Cooper and Charlie, they're just great athletes. And watching them swing and do the other events that they've been doing, they're killing it, and they're doing a great job. So we're excited to see what they're going to do for the rest of the year here. Moving into the event score overview for Pommel Horse, Penn State put up a 65.55, and Nebraska put up a 68.65.
Some struggles there heading into rings for Pommel Horse. For the Penn State side, 65.55 is pretty low, all things considering their Pommel Horse squad.
Yeah, their Pommel Horse has just been struggling from week to week, and the thing that's holding them back as a team, I feel like, is their horse. So moving into the rings.
All right, and as you guessed it, it's your boy Parker Clayton, definitely going to be an All-American this year. There's not really many people that are challenging him for that All-American spot this year. And, we've seen it in full display this weekend. Parker Clayton put up a 14.05 on rings with some extremely clean strength moves. If you're watching this video, look at all those strength holds as a clear 2 seconds and very good body position. But in second place is freshman, other half of that dynamic duo, Michael Giroux, 13.75 with a really clean set. And in third place is Dylan Young from Nebraska, putting up a 13.26. So great to see the Nebraska guys going out there and improving on one of their weaker points, which is rings.
Yeah, something that we had talked about during the pregame show was, hey, Nebraska, are you going to be able to put something up this weekend? Because we know you've had a lot of problems on rings. And it looks like they did that. Dylan Young came out and did a great job, scored a 13.6, got third place against Penn State, who's notoriously a
look at
ring
this
school.
dismount. Parker finally upgraded that double-double. So going into the event overview, Penn State put up a 66.95, and Nebraska put up a 66.65. So hanging in there, definitely hanging in there heading into the vault.
For the vault, we have Taylor from Nebraska. He put up a 14.55, tied with the other side of the dynamic duo, Michael Giroux. Great stuff coming out from Nebraska on vault. Same thing with Penn State. It's always a treat to watch them on vault. They're becoming an amazing vault team. Nice 2.5 with a small hop.
That was clean.
Very good. Coming over here, this is Michael Giroux, who tied for first with a 14.55. Giroux does the same vault. He does a Yurchenko 2.5. It's that round off the table with the 2.5 twist. There you go. Nice stuff from Giroux. That's why he's Big Ten Freshman of the Week and Big Ten Gymnast of the Week. Michael Giroux is currently, I believe, in this meet, he got 3 second places and 1 first place, which is something that you don't see a lot, especially coming from a freshman. So ending out the rotation of vault, PSU scored a 70.9, so a little bit lower than I think what they had last week, but regardless, 70.9, that's where you want to be at. Nebraska, 70.2, also amazing vault score. So ending that rotation out, they're dead even. Yeah. Going into P-bars.
Yeah, going for P-bars, we have Andres Perez. So international gymnast from Puerto Rico, and he was going out there and killing it this weekend. And especially on the P-bars routine, you could see all these beautiful lines that he's going to be showcasing for you guys. But he put up a 13.4 this weekend. And second, tied for first place, actually, is Parker Clayton, who also put up a 13.4. And in third place was a 13.35 from Matt Cormier. So once again, Penn State takes the standings for top 3 scorers on an event. But keep in mind, it was Nebraska's first showing. So expect for them to get a little bit better as the season goes on. They had a little bit of a rougher meet around the edges, but Dre's going out there and killing it. And look at that Bavzar. Heading into the event overview, we have Penn State had scored a 66.5 on parallel bars, and Nebraska put up a 64.15 on parallel bars. So pretty close meet right now. Penn State's taking it by a little bit, but overall it's a pretty close meet.
Yeah, going into high bar here. For high bar, Michael Giroux, the other half of that dynamic duo that we've been talking about, did an amazing job. He ended up taking home the gold for high bar this time. Right behind him, his other half, Matt Cormier, 13.9. And then right behind Matt Cormier, Alex Frack with a 13.4. Alex is actually I believe he's a technical All-American from last year on high bar. So to see 2 freshmen come out and beat an All-American on high bar, that's a big statement for Penn State, and that's a big statement for Penn State's freshmen as well. So, like I had mentioned earlier, Giroux is the Big Ten Freshman of the Week and the Big Ten Gymnast of the Week. So props to him. He did an amazing job, and we're really excited to see what he's going to end up doing in the following weeks. Great dismount there.
Stick.
Meet ends here. High bar total 66.5 for PSU and a 65.15 for Nebraska. Final scores are 406.9 for Penn State and a 403.05 for Nebraska. Really great meet. Both teams had a great showing, and we're definitely excited to see what Nebraska's going to do. Once they get a few more meets under the belt. This was Penn State's 3rd meet. They're currently 3-0. But this is Nebraska's first showing. They were supposed to have that meet against Michigan, but it didn't happen. So they're a little bit of ways into this season, but we're definitely going to see them pick up with such a large 450 start value.
Yeah. So great meet for them.
Thank you. Goodbye.